Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, hello. Look at this. I don't even know what I did here. But, anyways, it looks like a little spider on top of my head. Maybe I'm celebrating Halloween a little bit early. Got a little spider on top of my head. There we go. Good morning. We'll keep the spider. That's what we're going to do. We're keeping the spider, man. Welcome, everybody. 13 days to Samhain. 13 days. 13 days to Halloween. Wow. So how fabulous is that? 13 days. I think it's 13 days. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's 13 days. I'm going to say it's 13 days because that's what I want to say. So 13 days into Halloween. Yeah. Maybe it's 12 days now. Maybe yesterday was 13. Today's 12. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining me. And my name is Mary Jean Tracy, psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach. For everybody for coming in and supporting me. And thank you for all of your blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your blessings and being a part of my morning and my beautiful tribe. So my tribe people, my tribe people, my tribesmen. I was going to say tribesmen, but can you say tribesmen? My tribes, women and men. My tribe, my tribal people. all of this is going through me today. It is a very unique day. I think yesterday was a very interesting, with the energies coming through and the transitions. I was going through a lot of working out, and I kept on feeling something, like I knew something was up, and you just sort of feel like when something is gonna, what's going on, and having to move through that, having to go through that and allow yourself the healing that you needed with that. That's really that Uranus and Neptune opposition. What I love about astrology, what it does, it's giving me reference points of information. And there's different reference points that you will receive. So there's reference points of your intuition about, what's happening with your family and even from other astrologers. So there's different reference points to be looking at when you are, when you're looking at how you're feeling, when you're looking at what is going on in your life, right? So we have the astrological references. I mean, they are, here we got Uranus and Neptune, both in retrograde, and their opposition. And both of them are, with Mercury, I should say Mercury, Uranus and Mercury. With Mercury, it is really getting us about communication. And same with Uranus. And Uranus doesn't really like to follow rules too much, but it's in Taurus and it's having to follow rules and it's not really wanting to follow rules. So it's bringing in a little bit of crazy disruptions. And what you might be finding is there are people that don't want to follow certain rules, and they're going to communicate them out, and it could cause frustrations with you because you have your set of rules or obligations that you have to do, yet something or someone or could come in and disrupt your routine, disrupt what is going on, and that could cause for you either stress or it could cause other problems within you. And this is what you have to look at. I don't know, this book keeps telling me to grab it, so I'm grabbing this book. And this is where you have to come into where you need or where you want to put in your healing and allowing for your awareness to be expanded, and expanding your awareness, expanding your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, allowing you to expand, because things come through. And that's sort of like, okay, I know this is happening here in the heavens. I know this is happening. And with this happening here in the heavens, that means, how am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling angry. So there's a reference point here. So when I know this, there's this aspect, plus Mars is squaring Jupiter. All right. So I know there's these reference points, good morning, that are going on. And now I have to go into my reference points on my own ability, my own psychic ability. So this is looking at my psychic ability and my intuition. We all have it. We are all born natural psychics. We all have it. We all have it. Just some of us just have turned it off or turned it down. And it's, this energy is having us turn up that dial on our intuition. So there might be something there that you are feeling that is out of sorts. So that's a reference point. So it's getting you to look at what you need to concentrate on. What do you need to learn? What is coming in that, because this is what it is. It's like we're either learning or teaching and learning, right? And you look into this and you say, okay, what is it that I need to be referencing? What do I need to be looking at? And it's looking at behaviors that are happening around you. And this is when you become the observer. So this energy is so important for you to become the observer, right? So Candace is here. She's my greeter. So just an FYI for everybody on Periscope. Candace is my greeter. She's a little bit late today, but that's okay. I can see her running in from her car, coming into the building. Saying, I'm here. Hello. Bringing all her joy and love to everybody. So this is where this reference, this is where this energy is coming in. We're coming into energy that is really getting us to become the observer. When you become reactive, right? So you're reacting to something. So somebody does something. So you become reactive. So my girlfriend's kids were sick all night. You're reactive to whatever's going on to that, right? You're becoming the mom. You're making sure you're cleaning up puke. You're becoming reactive. So this is coming. Then you have to take a step back and be the observer, to be watching what else do they need? What is my intuition saying that is needed for these children, right? So this energy that's coming forward for us and the intensity that's coming forth with us is that we got to watch where we are being reactive, because there's going to be trigger points that are going to come in. And the part when we are starting to be directing, the area deals with our learning how to direct our flow. How are we directing our flow? How are we directing our energy to achieve a specific purpose? So what is it that we need to direct? What is it that we need to do? That's what it is about our psychic ability and the energies that are coming in. Because our society, our modern society, has largely suppressed our awareness of these happenings. So we've been suppressed, right? We are awakening. When else wake up and think themselves, who am I today? So this is where this energy is coming in. And this transformation for us, because we are culturally biased of modern society with a suppressed psychic ability. And having that suppression of our psychic ability is awakening us so that we step into that soul purpose, that we are fully stepping in and integrating that energy. Now, what does that mean? Good question. What does it mean? I don't know. I'm just saying it. Yeah, it's just something that sounded good to me. I don't know. So it's my ultra personality coming up. I don't know. What it means is that we are stepping into a higher evolutionary of self. So waking up and wondering who we are is because there's been an integration that has just happened. Something has turned or tweaked to a part of us that may have been dormant within inside ourselves. And sometimes when we awaken, some of that tweaking or awakening could be bringing us where we wake up and we're elated. Oh yeah, this is great. Or we wake up and we're like, what the fuck? I don't know why I'm here. I gotta get up. Blah. You're still drooling. You know, this is where the energies that are coming in to getting us to continue the renovations. Now, the renovations are with us until at least the end of January. Then we come down to the teardown. I'm normally my first client of the day, exactly. And coming into the teardown. So the teardown starts next year. That means we're tearing down the old structure. We've done the renovations. That means we are tearing down more. Like it's like we've gone in there, we've gutted it, we're doing this, but the teardown comes in. A thing about Uranus rules Aquarius. Uranus doesn't have boundaries. Remember? So if you're looking at your crazy grandfather or your crazy old aunt who comes in and says, he shouldn't be going out with that girl. She's not a good choice. She's a little bit of a slut, and you're like, how could you say that? How do you know? I just can pinpoint those. And then you find out later she was a slut, So this is where they have no boundaries. There is no boundaries. And Uranus is coming in and saying, I have no boundaries. Why are you putting boundaries on me? What are the restrictions you are putting on my life, my way of thinking, my doing? What are they? And Mercury is communicating them and bringing in friction or others to say, hey, where are your boundaries? Or who is trying to, because he's in Scorpio, who is trying to push your boundaries? Who is trying to push your boundaries in what you are doing? Who is coming to say to you that you are unable to do something, be something, or what have you, right? This is where the government this is where conflict is coming in, right? And we're seeing it. Next year, I can tell you that there are, you think there's going to be more riots. There's going to be more craziness. There's going to be more upset because the structure, Saturn, is squaring off his dad in Taurus. And it's like there's a lot to do with this buildup of how we want our structures to be. So how do you want the structures to be in your life? How do you want the structures to be with your family, in your community, in your neighborhood? How do you want to communicate that out? Says Mercury in retrograde. So we have these different reference points that are going on. So September 9th, Mars went retrograde. We just had Mercury going retrograde. Now they're all going, and then we're going to have Neptune coming forward next month. So we're going to have some reference points of looking back, what's been going on. How has my mind been feeling? Have I had clarity? When Neptune starts to go forward, it takes, that's in November 20th. And then it takes, because it's an outer planet, about 5 days. So about the 25th, 26th, we might be feeling we're out of the illusion. Wow. We're out of an illusion into another. So the impact that is happening for us right now is for us to start looking into the different areas, the awareness, the concentration, the releasing, and the directing. So the awareness, as I said, this has to do with the expanding awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and behavior, your awareness of these in other people, and your awareness of the seen and unseen in your environment. 2, concentration. This includes not only learning concentration, but also the manipulation of imagination and emotion. Releasing. This is a process of freeing yourself from limiting ideas and beliefs, of releasing your inner resources of energy and ability. of learning to help others do the same. So that's releasing. Directing, this area deals with learning how to direct a continuous flow of mana, so of chi, of this energy. How do you continue this flow of energy in your life to achieve your specific purpose? So what is your what is it that you are wanting to achieve? What is that what you are wanting to do within your world? Is it something, maybe I'm for me, maybe it's health, maybe it's financial, maybe it's growth within your business, maybe it's money. So looking at what is it that I'm trying to grow, maybe it's spiritual. So looking at that and seeing where it is that you want to go. Maybe you're sitting there and you're saying, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I'm just sitting in the middle of the field with a bunch of cows, just wondering what the hell to do. So this is asking you, D, all of the above. Okay, so this is where you start, and then you narrow it down to one, because you can only do one at a time. You can't do them all. As you do one, the others will fold in. So say yeah. And then we see Candace out in the middle of the pasture with the cows going, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Can you tell me? Bringing that energy in and allowing, allowing. But I want to do them all. You can do them all. We're not saying you can't do them all. Okay? Oh my goodness. Now we got Cynthia and Candace. So here we go. Here's a for example for my lovely all. I just want to do it all. I want to be superwoman. We're not here to be superwomen. We're here to be here. So say I choose health. That doesn't mean the others, we just sort of shove them in the closet and we forget about it, right? So we choose health. So what is part of my health routine? Could be, get up, do some stretches, have a protein drink. Now I can do my meditation. Here comes the spiritual. Gives me the clarity to focus on my finances, my business. But I needed to do those other things in order for that to come in. If I just dove in and didn't have a flow, didn't have my mana, okay, didn't have that, then I can't go through and do the rest. That means I'll be freaking out and jumping from this one to this one to this one to this one. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then we're just like this little, and we're burnt out. We're scattered. We're unable to do whatever it was we were doing. We started on one, and then we don't even know what the fuck we're doing. What about one kind of human thing? Two psychic thing. There is so much interesting stuff. Yes, there is, Kate. There is so much. But the thing is that you got to learn one to understand it. You got to work on one. Right? So say you just took a tarot class. So it's great. You took the tarot class. It's not to throw the tarots aside and say, yeah, I'm going to do this. No, bring the tarots in on a regular basis. Integrate it into your life. Right? Pull cards every day. Understand what the cards are saying. Work with them. So say you've learned something new, we want to integrate it and bring it into your business, into your career, into your life with your family. The thing is, right now, with so much, because then you're going to run into oppositions. You're going to run into others who are not going to want you to do what you're doing or stop you from doing what you're doing, or the kids are going to get sick, or something's going to happen that's going to throw you off. Go back. Become the observer. What do I need to be doing? Oh, okay, I didn't do my stretches today. Well, maybe I'm going to do my stretches now. So that's going to help me to get the clarity on the craziness that's going on right now. I've handled, the kids are now in bed. They're passed out. I've given them Gravol and whatever else to knock them out. They're fine. I need to do this before I can do that. Does that make sense to you guys? Because I know many of you are just like, I want to do it all. Right? Like you're running, you're the girl coming out of the IKEA. Start the car. Let's go. So we want to get into the mind and body approach. The interrelationship is based on a particular interpretation of three concepts: the mind, the energy, and the matter. Now, in Western philosophy and science have always been fascinated by the possible relationships among these three, but until quite recently, the prevailing view of all three are quite separate, but they are so intertwined. We need the mind, we need the body, we need the spirit, we need all three of these, the energy, the mana, we need that in order for us to do what we need to do in our everyday life. If we are trying to just focus on, I just need to do the mind part, or I just need to focus on my body, there's no flow. So it's getting into your flow, right? And if you're feeling an obstruction or overwhelmness, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's take a step back. Let's take a look at it. Breathe. Because you still need to consider quite a radical, this is radical among majority of health practitioners. It's radical, and because you have to bring in all the three. So being trained as a Huna shaman, in the Hawaiian phrase, hang loose. Hang loose, man. Hang loose. It's like, even today, this is therapy. This is part of the kahuna. The kahuna comes in and he says, hang loose. You got to be the crazy chicken, right? The crazy chicken from Surf's Up is my dude. He is my dude and it's a hard one for me to deal with because there's so much that goes through my mind. I have Pluto and Neptune. So Pluto and Neptune in my Virgo. That's the only Earth I have. So I got freaking Pluto and Neptune in my Virgo. Like, trying to make it all happen. It just doesn't, right? Right now, I just got into scrying. Do I just play with that for a while and trying to figure out what to do with the natural psychic growth? Yeah. So since you've taken that, Kate, have you scryed on your own? Because scrying, I know the course that you took. Scrying is huge. It is very ancient. It is one of the original ways of looking into the future. Scrying brings things in a very vivid way. So scrying, you see everything. Scrying does not limit what's going to come in. Like, you will see things or see events in your scrying, and you may not understand everything that's going to unfold in your scrying. I scry with water. So that's what I scry with. So I mainly scry, I get a bowl of water, and I scry with that. And then bringing that in. So when you bring in the scrying, you got to make sure how I do it. I don't know how you were taught, but how I do it, I have a candle lit. I have my place is dark, and I usually go over. I have a blanket over me, and I have a candle, not close to the blanket because I don't want to start on fire, but to have that sort of flickering light to come in as I'm going in to look, and with an intention of what I'm seeking. So it's like, What am I seeking? What am I wanting? What am I wanting to know? What is that? What is that I want to be unveiled for me? Okay. Because scrying, it might be that the other part about scrying, it'll show you something, but it might not be exactly what it is that you were looking for to begin with. So scrying and making sure that you are, that when you are scrying, that you've called in your protection. So yeah. So the last time I did scrying, like I've done scrying many, many times, but the very last time I did scrying, and I haven't done it since, was when I saw my mother's funeral and I saw her in the coffin. So I saw my mom's death. And that was when I was going through some crazy energies with my business, with my ex-business partner, and the deceit and the deception that was happening with that. And I wanted to know what was going on with that. And I saw death. So I was like, hallelujah, she's going to die. Scorpio side comes out. But it wasn't. It was the death of my mother. Because when I went to her funeral, what I saw was exactly her in her coffin. And I saw in the image of 3 royalties standing in a front, in the front. They're standing from the tallest to the shortest, and it was my brothers, my 2 brothers, which are 6'3", 6'5", and 6'2". So when from the tallest brother, Michael was there, then Pat, and then my sister Judy, who's 6 feet, and it showed this image, and there was like looking at 3 royalties from court from medieval times, because it that's what and when I looked and I was in the pew behind them and I saw that and I went, holy shit, that's what I scried. And I saw it. And I was like, oh, do I want to see that again? That was my decision. So scrying is a very powerful tool. Tea leaf reading is very similar to scrying, right? So tea leaf readings, death comes in, the death angel of death comes in. So, and it brings it in, but it's a little bit different than if you're scrying with water or a crystal ball. So in my divination class, what I do and how I teach it, because there's so many different teachers, right? I like to give people a taste of everything, because you might try scrying and then you don't like it, which is fine. You might try it a couple times and you're like, I don't feel right with this. So fine, take it, put it aside. Take what feels right for you. Right? So if you feel working with angel cards or oracle cards are your thing, then you take that. That's what this is all about. This is what this energy is all about. It's saying, what is it that you want to build upon? And this is right now with Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde. It's a time of really looking into what feels right and what doesn't feel right. And, you got to get off the couch. You have no choice. You have to get off the fucking couch. I mean, if you have to pee, you're not going to pee on the couch, right? You're going to get off the couch and go to the bathroom. You might sit there for a minute like, oh, do I really want to get up? Yeah, I better get up, right? Okay. That's where the energy is. It's the same as just checking in, right? That's how it is for me anyways. Yes, you check in. I have no need for it, but it always doesn't feel right. So it's practice. The more you check. But for some of you, when it doesn't feel right, then you got to say, why doesn't it feel right? What is in there that doesn't feel right? And what do I need to address or heal or let go of? That's where, it is this part of us where we have to come into and say, and you have to look at it. Doesn't mean you have to relive it, but you have to look at it to release it. If you don't look at it, you can't release it. There is this is coming into part of the, the mind and body approach. So the mind and the body approach is coming in where you got to hang loose. An ancient Hawaiian had to deal with the hardships of war, social disruption, food productions, and modern ones have to deal with social discriminations and the pressures of technology on their civilization. Now, as then, hanging loose helps to bring body and mind into balance. Okay? To do though, right?
Throw more garbage there again, man.
Somebody threw more garbage there again? What kind of garbage?
Like bread, those patty bread, they're wrong. A whole bunch of shit there.
Anyways, I gotta go clean up. So this is where we have to look at. Somebody's throwing garbage in our backyard. We don't know who it is. But anyways, I'm going to go set up some boundary lines just now and put the boundaries in. So this is where we have to look into our own selves. Hello, Steve. And bringing in this energy. Does that make sense for you guys today? Because we need to allow ourselves to just flow with it, and just so that we can have a clearer mind. That means that, okay, if we're focusing on our health, we got to focus on our health. 1 second. Whew. Somebody turned up the heat to like what, 80? I know it's hot, but cold outside. But okay. You go to work, okay, sure. So this is where we have to come in, and we have to look into what is the produce and the increased tension and the hardships that are coming in. Now, going back to what Candace was asking, if something doesn't feel right, it's normal to ask why and dig deeper. Yes, 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 yes. Because you have to get to knowing why it is. Otherwise, it's going to become a stone in your shoe, and it's going to be bothersome. And you can ignore the stone in the shoe. Maybe it shifted off to the side for a while, but then it's going to come back and going to bother you again. So you have to acknowledge it. You have to look at it. Okay? So this is where, when we look at the astrology, this is what's coming up for us to begin to look at. Now we got to come into our intuition. We got to look at what we need to work on and why that's coming up. Some things will come up quite abruptly because of how the transitions are going and the transits are coming. I have a tall guy in my bedroom. Anyone here connected to a man passed over with head trauma? I'll put that up on. There we go. So Candace is asking if there's anybody on the scope that has somebody who's passed over with head trauma. So she's asking that. And then you could just comment down below. Oh. Yes. Tess. See? Woo, connection. There you go. On her mom's side. How cool is this? This is so cool. Tess, if you want to, you can get a hold of Candace and just have a discussion about that if you want to. If there's something there, or if there's a message or something, Candace can relay it. So you can get a hold of her there. Okay? There you guys go. So, and it's trusting that energy and information that's coming in. So, what distinguishes synthesis from any other attempts of psychological understanding is the position that we take as to the existence of spiritual self, of a super conscious, which are as basic as the instincts, energies described so well by Freud. So basically what this says, okay, what this means is that we have our spiritual self and our and our superconscious are an integration. They are a part of us. And when we listen to them and we become between the superconscious and our higher state of awareness, there is this energy that can come in that helps us to become that, comes in with that knowledge. So there's knowledge that is there for us when we open ourselves up to allowing it to come in. That's very Uranian. That's the Uranus energy, wanting to come in to show us things in a new way. And it's coming in with a higher self to that of bringing in that creativity of the teacher, of the artist, etc., and allowing ourselves to be open to it with our mind and our body. Hope that made sense. So the book that I pulled off my shelf, I'll just show it to you. It's no longer in print, but it's part of, it was, this book came in when I was taking my Huna. This is one of our books that we used with the Huna, and studying it. It might be in print still. I don't know. I haven't seen it for a while. But the last time it was written in 1983. The 7th printing was in 2001. So it is, it has a lot of reference information there. Oh, that's interesting. And for us to look into. So just an FYI, this is the book if anybody's interested that I was referencing to. So bringing in your mana, bringing in your chi, bringing in your flow is in a very important part, especially with the energies that are coming in. Making sure you can come in with a reference point of listening to your intuition and trusting it. And whatever you're doing or whatever you're learning at this time, whether it is scrying or tarot or tea leaf reading, right? It is coming into, that's the book again. So it is coming into a flow. So choose something you want to work on today. It could be your communications. It could be patience. It could be, whatever it is that you need to work on, right? So choose something. And if if there's something that comes in that challenges you with that, then that's the time you have to look into and ask, why am I being challenged? What is going on here? Why am I getting so frustrated with it all? Because that's going to give you, a better understanding of it all. So there you guys go for today. You got to be kind. Today's, it's not a bad day, but there might be some little bumps in the road today with some of the energies as we're building up to the weekend, and some of the energies that are coming forth. At the end of the month, October 28th, and I put it up there on my Facebook wall, I'm having the peak into November. So if you are wanting to register for the peak into November, definitely, it's $10. If you are wanting for your yearly reading, your astrological yearly reading, get a hold of me. I'm only doing 5 people. So for that, and it is going to be, I put it at $350 for that yearly reading, because it is going to be about 30-minute recording or so. But in that 30-minute recording, there's a lot of information that's going to come in. We'll see. I don't know if I'll keep it at that price, but it's just the time that I have to take to go through your chart and map out the energies of each person. So we'll see how that goes. So anyways, if you're interested, I can just put your name down for it for now. So all of you, hours to put together. Yes, I know. 30-minute reading. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. But it takes me hours to put it together, to look at the chart, to see, because Jupiter next year is going from one house to another house, which will be interesting. So it's going to be retrograding. Uranus Saturn squares. Where is that in your house, and what does that mean for your outlook for the year? And whether it's in your relationship, your health house, your work house, where is it? And where Mars is going, because as Mars moves into Taurus and he meets up with Uranus. So Mars is going to be meeting up with Uranus next year. What house is your Taurus? Where's your Taurus house? So, this is going to be where, how do they all intertwine with my year and my outlook for my year? So it's going to be a fun time, baby. Fun time. So we're going to have fun between now and at the end of the year. It's only October. She's talking about next year. Help me. So bringing in so much energies as we head forward into the rest of the year and the transitions that are going to be happening for us. So I'm going to send you guys out so much love. Have a fabulous day. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Have a blessed one, and know that you are a blessing to the earth, and the earth is a blessing to you. Bye. Have a great one, everyone.